Greetings and welcome back to the lab. I'm back. You can barely see any evidence. I'm not going to try and point it out of the surgery I had, so I didn't want to put my face on camera with a big collar and all the rest of that and be a disturbing person. So, time to announce, if I haven't already, a new project. I'm calling it, I guess, the Big Clock Project. Maybe somebody else can come up with a better name, but I'm tired of having my digital clocks be so small that if I wake up in the middle of the night and look over at them, I can't read them. So I decided time for me to make my own big clock. So I've got a few parts to unbox or unbag, and let's see what we've got.
Number one. And I should have had a knife out and ready to go. Let's see if we can do this. We're back to the blue brand, but I'm going to be switching back and forth depending on what I can get a decent deal on. And this is a new circuit board that I designed while I was sick, and actually I'm just getting over a cold right now on top of all of that. And I've got more doctors coming up, but I'm going to leave most of that to the Slit Disc Chronicle, which I have over on my main channel. If you're interested in seeing what the experience has been like, finding out that I had a narrowing in my of a passageway in my spine, and the solution to that was basically to straighten out my spine with a spacer. So I'll leave that to you if you want to go check it out on the main channel. I'll put a link down in the description so you can see. But let's see what this one came out like. It should be in black. That looks good. I'm not used to making them. I'm so used to making them square. But this should look vaguely familiar to some of you once I get it open. Not the easy open packaging that I prefer, but hey, for less than $4 for 5 of them, shipped, I'm not complaining. See, here's the circuit board. I got 5 of them. And if you look carefully, you can see I've got 7 segment digits here. I got some writing in between to identify the board. As I've been organizing my office/lab, I've been realizing that I didn't label them all so cleanly. So then sometimes I would have revisions and I couldn't figure out which revision I was looking at. So this is basically, it doesn't have a revision number on it, but it's my first prototype and I'm kind of expecting it's just going to work. So we've got some room on the back for some resistors and some headers. And, ooh, now that I think of it, did I make my first mistake? No, it's not the end of the world. I can work on that. So for a newer version, I might actually put the labeling on the top here. But essentially what these pins are is roughly the same pins that you would have on a little 7-segment display. And it's just that they're all lined up instead of having 2 rows, which you'd normally see. And this is that much bigger. I based this on, well, let you zoom in on it and see it. It's based on the 3621BS, which happens to be the display that was used in a particular kit. So I decided I'm going to get that kit again. I'm going to build the kit, but instead of installing those 7-segment LEDs, I'm going to move the wires from there to this, and I'm actually going to have, because that kit is 6 digits. It includes the seconds. You get hours, minutes, seconds. So that's how big this thing is going to be. And I'm also working on developing a case for it, 3D printing that. And that case, I needed one more piece of information. So let's unbox some more stuff, or unbag as it were. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's the bag. There's the easy open, or is it? Maybe it is. It just ripped off. Not doesn't serve much purpose if it does that, does it? All right. Let's try that again. Or we'll just pull out the knife and be done with it. I don't like it when they say something is easy open, but it isn't. Nice long package there. And here's the kit I was talking about. It doesn't appear to have a circuit board unless it's buried inside the instructions there. So let's explore that. Okay, what kind of opening is this? All right. Something odd about how they packaged this. Oh, wait a minute. That opens from this side? Or does it open here? There we go. Okay, admit it. You were probably laughing at my clumsiness there. That's okay. Let's see if we can get this the rest of the way open. Who said engineers know how to open packages? Who said I'm an engineer? I guess technically I am. I do have the degree for it. Or degrees, plural. Oh, I feel something. There we go. Circuit board with some resistors. And so you can see from this one, I'm going to put it on top of here, that it's got 2, 2, 2 right there. That takes care of the display. And I'm going to tap off of these. And if I zoom in for you, let me move this down. You zoom in for you, and you'd be able to see that there's little holes right here for the actual displays. So that is the plan. I'm going to tap off of those holes to actually drive the circuit board that I had made. And this should give you an idea of the difference in size. It is roughly 6 times as large, but I have put up a mock-up of it on the wall so I can see how big it's really going to be. And actually, it's going to be 12 inches. I printed it on regular letter paper. We're here in the States. It's not A4, it's letter. But that doesn't really matter. I'm sorry. I calculated it out. It's going to be 6 times. Oh, yeah. I was saying that the letter paper is only 11 inches. This is going to be 12 inches. So the other way to do this would be to show you this here with 3 of these here. You can get an idea of how big it really is to be 6 times the size. That is the extent of the display down here. That's what I'm going to end up with. It's going to require a lot of LEDs, but fortunately there was a mistake in my favor on something I ordered at one point, and I ended up, instead of getting the 100 LEDs that I ordered, I got 1,000. So I'll be using those, and it will be yellow. That should be interesting. Now, what I got in here, if you recall, I said that I am going to extend I'm going to extend from here to here, basically, and I'm going to do that with a set of wires. That's what this should be. I've most of the rest of the components myself, and since I wasn't 100% sure whether I want to go male to male, female to female, or male to female, I got all 3 in one package. Now, they do a good job of packaging, but sometimes it's a little hard to get it out. Well, let's see, which one is this? This is the female to male, or if I flip it around, male to female. So that is the points for those, the wires that I'm going to need, and that is the unboxing for now, and that is the overall plan, is trying to put together a big clock. So if I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to look over at the clock, then I will know what time it is and not struggle to see. Hopefully this is something that's interesting to other people. I'm going to go ahead and build it on my own. I'm now going to get the measurements of where these mounting points are so I can add them into my 3D case, and then I'll be able to, you know what? I'll put a render up here for you so you can see what that case is going to look like. And it's going to be a little bit bigger than you might imagine. It has to, handle, this is 4 inches wide here, so it's going to have to handle a foot, but it's also going to have to handle, I want to mount both circuit boards or both sets of circuit boards in the same case. So if you can kind of imagine, this one will be on the bottom. We'll have 2 more of these on the top. And then here's the 3D render for you so you can see what it actually is going to look like. And so that's going to be that big of a case to handle it all. And at some point later, I might be able to reduce the size of the case, but the problem is running the wires from here to here. And the simplest thing is going to be to run them along the back of it and then have these sticking out of the case. So you'll see there's holes, individual holes made for all of these LEDs. The other thing that does for me by having the holes for the LEDs is when I mount this, I can actually use it as a template to make sure that the LEDs are straight, and also to recess them back into the case a little bit so that they don't bleed into each other light-wise. So I'm trying to avoid having a case and have it all nice and neat and then have the LEDs behind it. And then with the LEDs behind the case, the light could leak out of the LED into the next LED over, which could create a problem with, say, if we've got a 2, which is going to look like that, then this LED could kind of bleed into that one, and it's not going to look all that neat. So that is the plan. What else have I got? I think that's it. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you I've started posting information about this on the forum, so I'll put a link to the forum in the description, and you can follow along there or make suggestions. I'm going to do it with the yellow for now, but if you want, once I confirm that this is all working, this circuit board will be available for download. The 3D printed case will be available for download. This you'd have to buy, and I'll put a link so you can find this model. And that's
Pretty much it. That's the plan. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.